Let's dive into PHP Form Validation, exploring server-side validation techniques and best practices. Securing your forms is crucial for any web application. We will cover the essential aspects of ensuring your PHP forms are robust and safe. Let's begin by understanding the basic structure of an HTML form and its PHP setup. The HTML form is defined with the form tag, setting the method to post and action to process.php. Inside the form, you will find input fields for the username and email, each defined with its type and name attributes. The PHP setup involves checking if the request method is post, then retrieving the username and email from the post array. This is where you would insert your validation logic. Now let's discuss input sanitization techniques. First, you can use the trim function to remove any white space from the beginning or end of the input. Then the strip slashes function, which removes backslashes. Finally, the HTML special chars function converts special characters to HTML entities, preventing HTML injection. Alternatively, you can use filter functions like filter_var with filter sanitize string to sanitize a string. Similarly, use filter_var with filter sanitize email to sanitize email, and filter_var with filter sanitize URL to sanitize URLs. Now let's look at validation functions, starting with required fields. You can create a function called validateRequired that takes an input. If the input is empty after trimming whitespace, it returns the message, "This field is required." Otherwise, it returns true. To use it, call validateRequired with the post array element. Next, let's look at length validation. The validateLength function takes an input, a minimum length, and a maximum length. It calculates the length of the trimmed input. If the length is less than the minimum, or greater than the maximum, it returns a message indicating the required length range. Otherwise, it returns true. For usage, call validateLength, providing the password and the minimum and maximum allowed lengths. Let's continue exploring validation functions with email validation. The validateEmail function takes an email address as input. It uses the filter_var function with filter validateEmail to check if the email is in a valid format. If it is not, it returns an invalid email format message. Otherwise, it returns true. Then we move on to number validation. The validateNumber function takes a number, a minimum value, and a maximum value. It checks if the input is numeric using _numeric, and if it falls within the specified range. If the number is not numeric or is outside the range, it returns an invalid number range message. Otherwise, it returns true. Let's discuss security best practices and see how to prevent cross-site scripting, also known as XSS. To protect against XSS, escape output by using the HTML special chars function on any user input before displaying it. The ent_quotes flag ensures that both single and double quotes are properly handled. To remove HTML tags, you can use the strip_tags function, which removes all HTML and PHP tags from a string. You can also allow specific tags by including them as the second argument to strip_tags, such as paragraph and break tags. Now let's cover SQL Injection Prevention, which is a critical security measure. The best way to prevent SQL injection is by using prepared statements. Here, the code prepares an SQL statement with a placeholder for the email. It then executes the statement, passing the email as a parameter. This ensures that the email is treated as data and not as part of the SQL query, preventing any malicious SQL code from being injected. Let's examine error handling and display. You can collect errors in an array. If a field like name is empty, add an error message to the errors array. Then, check if the errors array is not empty, indicating there are errors to display. For error display, you can loop through the errors array and echo each error message within a div with a class of error. Alternatively, you can check if a specific error, such as an email error, is set in the errors array and echo that specific error. Let's work through a complete validation example, starting with the form setup and initialization. First, initialize an empty errors array. Then initialize the name and email variables to empty strings. Next, check if the request method is post. If so, retrieve the name and email from the post array and trim any whitespace. Let's continue with the validation logic. If the name field is empty, add an error message to the errors array, indicating that the name is required. Then, use the filter_var function with filter validate email to check if the email is valid. If it is not, add an error message to the errors array. Finally, check if the errors array is empty. If it is, process the form data and echo a success message. Let's explore some advanced techniques. First, let's examine cross-site request forgery protection, also known as CSRF. Generate a unique token using bin2 hex and random_bytes, then store it in the session. To verify the token, check if the CSRF token submitted with the form matches the token stored in the session. If they do not match, terminate the script. Now let's cover file upload validation. Define an array of allowed file extensions. Then, extract the file extension from the uploaded file's name using pathinfo. If the file extension is not in the allowed array, add an error message to the errors array. Let's summarize and reinforce the best practices for secure PHP forms. Always validate user input, never trusting any data without proper checks. Validate and sanitize all data on the server side to ensure data integrity and security. Always put security first. Use prepared statements to prevent SQL injection, escape output to prevent XSS attacks, and implement CSRF protection to guard against cross-site request forgery. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.